Welcome, 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 everybody. Thank you so much for being here. And I am here with my co-host, Sujata Tiwari, who is an author, international businesswoman, mom, wife, and absolutely amazing person. And I am Coach Les, and we are here today. We have come together to share our knowledge with you around questions of daily life concerns. And today we are having a conversation today about something that really, I would say, makes a super difference out there. And that is, how do we treat people who make mistakes? That was our conversation yesterday. And today we're taking it to the next level for the next 45 minutes. How does it occur? What does having these courtroom dramas do to society as a whole? And what does that look like? So with that, I am sitting in a parking lot in my car. My co-host decided to back channel me and say, "Are you driving?" No, it's kind of hard to have a cell phone running, an iPad in my hand running, and the computer sitting in front of me in the windshield looking at me. It would be almost an impossibility, unless, of course, I was in a Tesla that was self-driving. And not interested in that. I enjoy driving way too much. So with that, I'm going to pass the mic over to Sujata to say hello to you all out there.
Hello, everybody who's made the time to be on the show. Coach Les, I must say that you're amazing, as to how you show up in all kinds of situations. Hats off to you.
All right. Well, thank you all. Once again, thank you all for being here. And we're looking forward to talking about this. And one of the ways in which we ask people to participate is we're live on several locations. We're live on Facebook, on 5 channels on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter. And everybody on all of those stations has an opportunity to post in the comments. And the comments will show up. We're on StreamYard. And we are also on an app called Clubhouse. And in Clubhouse, we're actually able to invite people up on stage, have them come and participate in the conversation. And we hope that people will come into the show and see the value in this conversation today and come up on stage and share their personal experiences, their understanding of what is in their own life that shows up this way, as to how do we treat people who make mistakes, and how does it occur when, for instance, you're in a situation in public where there may be multiple people around and people bring up the drama to have a conversation about it? And specifically in this format, a lot of times it might even be on Facebook in a chat, or currently in Clubhouse, they'll do rooms that are filled with drama over somebody making a mistake, somebody accusing somebody of something, and everybody trying to either condemn them or prove their innocence. And it becomes literally a stage filled with drama. And people's lives, this happens with neighbors. I mean, the number of neighbors that I know that don't talk to each other because something happened. And now it's been so many years since it happened, they can't even remember what it was. I mean, how ridiculous is that? Families that don't talk to each other. And you ask them why. Well, when I was 14 years old, my brother or my sister did this to me. And then you go and ask the sister, and they go, well, it was this. It wasn't that. It was this. And then you go ask the mother or the father, and they say, oh, no, it was this and it was that. And then you happen to be the brother of two sisters that haven't talked in that length of period of time, i.e. me. And I can't even tell you the story. There are so many stories that I've heard since I was a kid about my two older sisters and why they don't talk. And it just blows me away. Like they're competing or something. And they're not competing. They don't even live in the same country. One of them's married with two kids, was married with two kids. She passed away a couple of years ago. And the other one, single and living in South England. So they're not even, they're so far from each other's world. And yet they carry that much hatred and dislike for each other. And I don't know about any of you, and I can't wait to hear you all share. I can tell you this, though. Life is way too short to carry that kind of baggage. And this podcast we're putting on, as I said before, on Clubhouse, and it's inside of the 24-hour Bible study club. And that is due to the fact that, for me personally, I look at the fact that Christ went to the cross to forgive all of us for our sins. That's what I see. It's just my point of view. And to have somebody that hasn't forgiven somebody and holds a grudge, holds that animosity, well, quite frankly, the Bible says it's not the thing to do, plainly put. And I look at the Bible from a couple of different aspects. As far as a religious book, it's also a how-to and a common sense manual. And there are many things inside the Bible that point to to forgiveness and to forgive those that err against you. And my favorite saying for people when they don't forgive, first of all, it's like, you really want whatever they did to you continually going on and on and on and on and on and on and on. The best way to do that, whatever the mistake was that they made, is to continue to not forgive them, so that it continues to circle around like poop in a toilet that's not flushing. And then there are people that get all grisly about the mistake and they're still complaining and PO'd about it. And I look at them and I go, so how's it working trying to kill the rat by eating the rat poison all the time? And people laugh. And I said, seriously, look at yourself. You still have all of this poison inside you about their mistake. They've asked for forgiveness and you've chosen not to give it to them. Instead, you've chosen to say, no, I don't like you. I wish you were gone. So I'm going to eat rat poison hoping that you're gone. Instead, all it does is mess you up. So that's my take on this. And I think the whole drama of all of this, media loves drama, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Media absolutely thrives on it. Why? Because it builds viewers. You start talking about something dramatic, and I can tell you this, it's literally, oh my gosh, did you know what was being said on this podcast? Oh, you got to go watch it. It's unbelievable. It is so blah, 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 blah. And sure enough, the viewership builds because Tom calls Ted and says, hey, Ted, you're not going to believe what they're talking about. Oh, I'll jump on. Dawn calls Julie. Hey, Julie, guess what? And Julie goes, oh, I'm going to get on. All the ladies are over at the house. We'll put it on the big screen TV. I mean, seriously, people, do we have so little going on in our lives that we have to find drama, other people's drama? I mean, does it make you feel good that it's not you? And what does that say about us? What does it say about us as a society that is supposed to be in this place of thankfulness, encouragement, and forward thinking? And we're supposed to be uplifting and community, and we've got money and running water and cars and great clothes and beautiful restaurants and beautiful things to do. And here we are moaning about a mistake that somebody made 20 years ago. Wow. All I can say is I am so thankful and blessed and grateful for the personal training and development company called Landmark Worldwide. You can look it up on the web. Landmark is spelled just like it sounds, worldwide. Their basic program has you get complete with the poop in your life and be responsible. Be responsible for yourself. And I'm so lucky because I carried so much poop. I think I had poop in every single pocket of my pants and pocket of my jacket and pocket of my shirt. And once I got rid of it, oh, hallelujah. Unbelievable. Do you know how amazing it is to get complete with someone so that you can set the past aside, own the mistake, own the damage that it did, be responsible for it, get it set aside, be forgiven or forgive, and then move on? Miracles are available with that. Miracles. And then think what we're teaching our kids by demonstrating that, demonstrating apologizing, demonstrating I forgive you. Woo. All right. Well, with that, I'm going to pass the mic over to Sujata. It's all yours.
It depends on the mindset, the brain, and your if you are alive and you're in a thinking position, you will always have a lot of things stored in your computer. And it depends on how you use it. You can file it away and then move on. You don't have to refer to hurt and grievance and all the things that are thrown at you every now and then. If you can resolve it by a conversation or through mediation or whatever, then you go ahead and do it. If you can't, then you move on. In my personal capacity, like I said in the book, when my aunt, several years back, when I touched base with them and we got in touch, and I went to visit them, and it was a very nasty time because they were fighting, and I was caught between the fight of a couple, and she said, don't ever come back. Now, I could have taken that to heart and followed what she said, but instead, it was I who actually kept going back because I knew she didn't have anybody. And though we were related, a niece from her husband's side by marriage, it was I and not her own biological children who was there when she passed away. I think that says it all as to, at least in my personal capacity, how I operate. If I know that the situation is not going to improve and people are going to be who they are and what they are, then I just move on. I just walk away quietly. There's no need to fight and waste your energy or your time. Time is very precious. You can do so many other things rather than get into a slanging match and, spoil your day, spoil your whole life. It can be never ending. So try to resolve a situation, but it takes two to tango. So it doesn't. When you talk about dramas in public or all these forums, Facebook, Clubhouse, or whatever, that is also very interesting in the sense that I don't know what rights are given to people to have an open sort of courtroom situation where somebody has to explain themselves and there is a judgment being passed. If there is a problem, which needs to be resolved, two people can get together, the injured party and the person who thinks that they're injured, or the person who's doing some wrongdoing, sort it out between them. What's the use of putting it out in the public domain? Are they going to get any results? They're not going to get results. There'll be people only who will be seeing a live show. Instead of watching the TV, you go and see a live show, right? So instead of having TV shows on dramas in life, you can have it now in the open with real people. I think it's a waste of time.
Thank you so much, Sujata. And with that, I'm going to pass the mic over to Fabian. Fabian, how are you, sir?
Doing well, Coach Les.
You,
good to be here.
Awesome. Do you need me to repeat the question?
Sure, why not?
No, it's good. That's good. So yesterday's question, which kind of is the pre build up for today, was how do we treat people who make mistakes? And then how does it occur? Like, what does having these courtroom dramas do to society as a whole when we go after somebody who made a mistake and we want to take them down and we can't believe that they're not, more apologetic, and they're not, I mean, the expectations of some people from an apology standpoint, especially like here on Clubhouse publicly, creates a drama-filled room where you've got half the room saying, oh my gosh, I can't believe he did this. I can't believe they did this. I can't believe it happened. And then you've got the other half go, well, he made a mistake and now he's cleaned it up and he's gone to court and he's done this and done that. And, let's get over it and move on. And this, so all of that, right? What does having these courtroom dramas do to society as a whole?
Oof. I had to take a deep breath for that one, Coach Les. Well, just based on the rooms that get the most attention in Clubhouse, I think that is a direct reflection of society. And that's why I don't criticize Clubhouse, because it is really looking in the mirror.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I apologize if you took it as I'm criticizing Clubhouse.
Not you, Coach. I'm just saying this is
okay.
who we are.
Yeah.
This is definitely who we are. And this is no different than the barbershop or the supermarket or the post office. These are the conversations being had. It's just now it's on an app. And so as far as courtroom dramas and these cases that draw a lot of attention, and obviously most if not all are going to be negative and come with so much. I think it's divisive is what it does, Coach Les.
Yeah.
These cases are always going to have folks on different sides of the fence, and I think it can alienate families. I've seen it done, not necessarily with court dramas, but in terms of taking sides. And I got to tell you, in terms of urging forgiveness, I hear less and less of this than, say, even 10, 15, 20 years ago. It is amazing. And we get in these rooms and we quote scriptures, and we definitely exalt our good Lord. And then my question sometimes to myself is, how many of us are actually extolling these virtues in our everyday lives? And one of the things that we can do, I think, is tell our young people especially is it's okay to forgive. You're not weak when you forgive. You're not less than when you forgive. And that is something, Coach Les, that I don't know, just my experiences only. I see when I hear it now, I'm almost shocked, to be honest. I'm almost shocked. But as you said, these disagreements, these falling outs for years, they can fester and fester, and it is amazing. They can go on for 10, 15, 20 years.
Oh, it's nuts.
It's craziness.
And I think, Fabian, I think you're actually stronger if you forgive. I think you're a stronger person. You're a smarter person due to the fact that what it takes to forgive somebody is to be able to see the damage that it would do to you to not forgive them, the damage that it does to the people around you and around them that have nothing to do with the issue or the mistake. It's just, it's absolute. I mean, it's, to me, not forgiving somebody is almost insane. It's like, what a great way to drive yourself nutty.
Agreed. But how many of us are checking those that are not forgiving, Coach Les? That's my question. And, I think you risk alienation from your compadres, from your family, but sometimes you got to step out.
Amen.
You step out and say, you know what, auntie and uncle or auntie and niece, I need to talk to you off to the side. But instead we turn our heads, we change the subject, and we all, included me, we all need to do more. But once we do that, we did our job. And I don't mean engaging anybody in any kind of confrontation where I said, look, this is what I think, and this is what I would be the hope that both you can resolve this and work it out to the side and private. And once you do that, your job is done. But to just do nothing and just keep this elephant in the room, Coach Les, we can do more and we can do better. Thank you.
Awesome, Fabian. Awesome. Sujata, did you want to comment or add?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that, self-introspection of how we operate is not something that most human beings do. It's so easy to point fingers at others. It's so easy to stay in a zone which is going to create unhappiness for all parties. So we don't actually do that. Common sense is not common.
which is the irony of that statement, right? Common sense. Awesome. Thank you, Fabian. And with that, I would like to introduce a new person. Welcome, Nadia Wilson. Welcome to the 24-hour Bible study. Thank you so much for joining us. I love your bio picture. And just to let you know, one of the things that, and this is just to support you because I see how new you are on Clubhouse. Make sure, even if you just add in your bio, I'm working on my bio, type that in there, and also connect either to Instagram or Twitter. And if you don't have an account in either one, just start an account. You don't need to even use it or do anything, but it proves that you are a human being. It proves that you are not a bot, all of that stuff. So I just thought I'd let you know that, because I see you don't have any followers and I can't follow you because I'm full. I got 5,000 and they won't let me have any more. So, and I'd like to see that zero not be a zero.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, everyone. It's nice to be here. Yes, I am new and I have absolutely no knowledge of what I'm doing, but I'm here.
Well, that's why we liked in the 24-hour Bible study club, we like to share with people, not make them feel bad, and just say, hey, here's a couple tips. We pass tips all the time, and if you want more tips, I'd be happy to connect with you. So just if you know, I'll send you a back channel message, and if you want to reach out, we can have a quick chat, and I'll show you how to set it up in about 15 minutes.
Okay, thank you for that. Thanks.
You're welcome. And I pass the mic back to you. I can't wait to hear.
Right. So, as I said, good evening to everyone. Well, it's very funny. Today I actually had, I would say, a bad day. Well, I would say that earlier on, I had a bad day with some, organizational problems. Of course, I left my meeting very annoyed. I know it's an organization, but I was still annoyed with the person I had the meeting with. I came home. I was just fuming in myself. Fuming to the point where I went to my bed from 5:30. So, I got some sleep. I woke up around about 8:30 and I felt, quite relaxed, and I felt like, okay, that's blown off now. So what I did, I went to my kitchen window and I looked out and I saw a star, and I thought, you know what, let me speak to this star, and I kind of had a mindfulness kind of moment, relaxed myself, and right at this moment I feel fine. I feel like I'm able to go back and deal with the situation from a different level, of course, because obviously my mindset has changed now, so I'll be able to approach it differently tomorrow. The funny thing about this though was that I thought I was talking to a star, but when I went back to my kitchen window while I'm on Clubhouse, I realized that it's not there. So I'm wondering if it was a moving plane. Yeah, so that's one good thing that's kind of my own forgiveness in that sense. I've actually forgiven myself for the way I behave, and I've actually looked at the situation today and how I can deal with it in a different level. So that was one good thing there today in terms of forgiveness. On the other hand, for example, you were talking about, if someone has actually hurt you and you're trying to forgive them, or you want to show forgiveness. The problem with that is when you reach the point when you can actually, self-evaluate and is ready to forgive, it can also be difficult if the person is not receptive. Mm-hmm. And that in itself can be not a problem, if that makes sense.
Oh, yes.
So, for example, if you reach out to someone, they're not understanding, not accepting, and even if you're forgiving that person and you try to move on, and maybe they've done something similar to what they've done like another 2 months, 3 months on, it brings back memory of the things that they've done prior to now. So it is kind of what I would say, it's a tricky situation. It's a tricky situation. The only thing is that when you have God and when you believe in God, you kind of have a mindset of of hope things will be better. But we're a human being, and sometimes we do fall along. So and we can also get to that point where it gets quite frustrating and it tears you apart too. How do you stop tearing yourself apart when you try to forgive and it's not receptive? I don't know.
Well, remember, forgiving somebody is not necessarily to be able to forgive them doesn't mean they have to accept it or acknowledge it or forgive you back. It's for you to release the ties that bind you to them. Does that make sense, Nadia?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I think in that space, then the power, the benefit, everything rests with you. And once you've done that, it's their choice whether they choose to accept it, meet it toe to toe, shoulder to shoulder, and move forward. And, we all know the story. You can lead a horse to water and you can't force it to drink.
Mm-hmm.
So you can lead a stubborn mule of a person that and go, hey, I'm going to forgive you, and no matter what you do, the mule is going to be stubborn and not forgive. Well, then all there is to do is say, literally say, when you're ready, if and when you're ready, call me. And until then, I forgive you. And whatever your way of greeting, I love you, thank you for listening. I do hope that you'll resolve this for yourself. And if there's anything I need to be responsible for, let me know.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
You. That makes sense.
I think the whole rat poison thing for me, it's like, if you bring somebody to the table and you say, hey, we've both been eating the rat poison, hoping we kill each other. Well, guess what? Let's look in the mirror and see that we're killing ourselves. So I'm done eating the rat poison, and I'm more than happy to sweep it off the table so that you can be done. And I can't do that unless you're willing to give it up. So Nadia, thank you for sharing that. I hope that this conversation over the next little while will give you some space, give you some breathing room, and give you some support in all that you're up to.
Thank you.
And thanks for coming up on stage and sharing with us.
No problem. Thank you.
You're welcome. And with that, I pass the mic over to Michelle. Michelle Trado, are you available?
Yes, I had to unlock my phone.
Oh, no worries.
I wish it was on a computer. I was thinking about this. People like what's that word, karma on someone? Instead of being angry, they want something bad to happen to that person instead of forgiving. And that's where relationships fall apart and their own lives fall apart. I think that's really hard. People have a hard time forgiving, so they think of the opposite. Oh, I wish that person would fall down the stairs, or I hope that gets, because he did that, I hope he gets fired, or they want to say something bad about someone else and hope to an example. What really hurt me was when Norm died of COVID, and I put a post about I don't believe in the vaccines, and the vaccines are tested. I don't think that they work, and we don't know. We haven't tested long enough. Something on that line. And then I get a message after I said that, and you deserve what happened, that your husband died because of I didn't agree with the vaccines. I'm like, oh, really? That was very hurtful. But people are just cruel. That's why I don't watch the news anymore. I haven't watched the news, I don't know, maybe a couple months. Because people are eating each other up instead of forgiving and working things out. And I think the media has taught people not to forgive. And it's only going to make us bitter and angry and arguing and very splitting up. And I think karma is from Hindu, I think. I don't know what people got from there. And if someone hurt you, pray for you, and no, I felt wrong yesterday. I told you about this story yesterday. Forgive her, let it go. Set me free, it's gonna set ourselves free, So it's my intake on this, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks, Michelle. And with that,
You're welcome.
And with that, Sujata, did you want to say anything? Hello, Sujata.
Not at the moment.
Okay, and I also sent you a private chat on StreamYard. And with that, I pass the mic over to Sister Jeanette.
Hey, there's not much I can add because I think Fabian covered a lot, One of the things is people want to live that, it's like they want to live that perfect soap opera life. And you can tell by who they follow. Now, if you think about it, we always strive to to improve ourselves. And the only way to do that is to put yourself around positive people. So when you look at the different people that continually gossip, or you'll find the conversations aren't as interesting anymore. So you don't follow them. You don't go there. It's not even interesting to listen to them. But forgiveness is very important. It's very key that you keep clean all the time, and just keep walking forward, keep moving forward, watch who you're around, continually, improve your thinking, because that's, what does Zig Ziglar call it? Stinking thinking, because there's a lot of it. But there's nothing much more to add. One of the things that Michelle was talking about, where, when she posts something about her husband and their belief, and people posted their opinions, well, nobody asked them, but yet they felt like it was okay to post it, their opinion. We saw a lot of that in the last 2 years. Everybody ordains themselves all-knowing and experts on everything, right? Even, when I hate to talk politics, but, I do so much of it, trying to correct people's facts, and it just